Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Full Potential Show. I'm James Rick, and this is your number one non-boring source for personal development. Today on the line, we have Janet Attwood. She is a transformational leader. We're going to talk today about passion, and she definitely is a passionate woman. She's a co-author of the New York Times bestseller, The Passion Test, The Effortless Path to Discovering Your Life Purpose, and she's the co-author From Sad to Glad, 7 Steps to Facing Change with Love and Power. She's an expert on what it takes to live a passionate life. She's shared the stage with the Dalai Lama, Sir Richard Branson, Jack Canfield, Lisa Nichols, and other transformational leaders. And here she is in the flesh, well, in the Skype digital virtual flesh. Janet, thank you so much for being on today's Full Potential Show.
Whoa, Rick, man, I don't think I can top that passion, man. You've got it down. I'm sitting here on my girlfriend's bed in her bed. Look at this. Look at this background. This is where she sleeps under. And I just got back from Australia, and I'm just hanging out with one of my friends and jammed in her bedroom to put my computer up so we can have a fun call. But, man, you got the passion gene. I think you ought to join me.
We're brewing it today, baby. That's what we're going to talk about. And I want to talk about what it is that it means to, first of all, live a passionate life, and then how you kind of stumbled across this. I mean, did you just have this fire of passion in you from the time that you were born, or did you just come upon it and say, this is what I'm going to do with the rest of my life?
Okay, so how about this? It's even better to talk about, Rick, what's it like to hang out with people that aren't passionate?
It sucks.
It totally freaking sucks. How about it's just like... Right. When we got on the call just a minute ago, I said, you told me I'd be on either 10 minutes or 20 minutes. The ones that aren't passionate, how long do they get to stay on your call?
Well, yeah. If you're not passionate, you're not tapping into your energy, and that's what it boils down to. And something that I notice when I do these interviews too is that the people that are kind of talking from their head are, I've almost got to be silly, and we got to play it up a little bit. But when you're kind of aligned from your head and your heart, because you're tapping that passion, there's an energy in what you're saying, and that's really, I think, the key to even great media is having that juice that also makes sense. Because there's some people you might talk to that don't make any sense, but they've got a lot of energy.
Yeah, exactly. A passionate individual looks like you. I mean, really, a passionate individual looks like you, feels like you. Or the minute I got on the call with you, I just boom, I felt an instant connection. Because when you're passionate, you're open, you're excited, you're happy, you're full. You're full, you want to give, you're just it's a joyous state. And that's the purpose of living a passionate life. And there's this Harris Poll survey we talk about all the time that found that 80%, and I think this, you said, people who aren't passionate suck. Well, this statistic is really a drag too, and this really sucks because 80% of working Americans wake up every morning not happy, not fulfilled, and not passionate. And God, I was reading the Yahoo News yesterday, right, when I was on my computer, and I went, holy moly, man, God, the world is depressed. I mean, the world is so freaking depressed. And no wonder, because, these statistics, 80%, I just told you, I was just in Australia last week. Before that, I was in Mexico City. Before that, I was in India. Before that, I was in Germany and London. And it's the same everywhere, that there's so many people that don't have a clue how easy it is to get aligned with what it is that they're passionate about. And here's the thing, it's not personal. And I always tell everybody this, it's not a personal thing. It's about each and every one of us actually have a reason for being here, and the reason is to give our gifts. That's our part that we're here to play. And until we're aligned with what it is that we care about, then guess what? We are, just as you said, we are so out of sync. We are not turned on. We are not excited. There's this really cool book called Success Built to Last, and we call it the companion book to the Passion Test. And what these authors did, they interviewed all these really neat people like Lance Armstrong and Maya Angelou and President Jimmy Carter and Michael Dell from Dell Computer. And they went really deep in these interviews, and what they found in over 200 interviews was that all these people that knew really super long-standing success for 20, 30, 40 years, they were all living a passionate life. They were all doing something that had great meaning for them. And here's the thing, Rick, they made it a habit. It wasn't like they were they woke up one day and he said, Janet, did you always have it? No. As a matter of fact, no, not. And I know
take me to that place, Janet. Where were you before you really started to embrace this passion? What were you doing?
Okay. I was, man, I can so take you to that place because, all of us know those really creepy moments. They're there, aren't they? And, we
all have those transition points, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if it takes time to get there, there's that definitive moment when we make the transition to something greater.
All right, so here's the real definitive moment. I was actually in a job I really liked before the definitive moment. I was teaching meditation. I love teaching meditation. I've been doing transcendental meditation ever since I was like 20 years old. And I'm only 25, but
I was going to say a couple years
right.
now.
But anyway, I was working in the meditation center, which was really fun because I love to hang out with spiritual people. I like to talk about spirituality. And there was one downside to the job was that I was living in the meditation center where they didn't have a bathtub or a shower, right? Every day, early in the morning, I slept on the floor. But I loved this whole thing so much. It's passionate though. I did what I needed to do in order to do what I loved, right? But every day I would sneak outside at about 6 in the morning and I would jump across this fence across the street into these local apartment buildings where they have their pool shower, and I would take my shower in their pool shower and then sneak back across the street and be enlightened, Om Shanti, giving my meditation lectures. And
after a couple of years, you just start levitating over the wall in the shower.
right? My friends who came to my lectures worked in Silicon Valley, and they heard about me. Someone told on me. I was like so bummed, and because I was trying to, look like I was really together, and I wasn't. Anyway, and they told on me, and one day I got a call, and they said, Janet, we've got this great job, because they all felt, God, get her out of the meditation center and sleeping on the floor. And they said, you're so enthusiastic, you love people so much, you just love to hang out with all kinds of people. We're recruiting disk drive engineers in Silicon Valley. I was in Palo Alto, which is the town right next to.
Disk drive engineers.
Disk drive, doesn't that sound like me? And they said, Janet, you'll make millions of dollars. What do you think I heard? They told me all about the job, but the one thing they said that really stuck out, and you can see the dollar bill signs in my eyes.
You were coming from this place of you were absolutely neglecting that area of your life too. So now this is the opportunity to start.
Yeah, absolutely. So when I heard millions of dollars, I was like, God, it's so unspiritual, man. I quit immediately and went to work for them. And they had this awful bell, and I mean it was so obnoxious that they would ring every time they got a job for an engineer, and it was ringing all day long, and it never rang for me. And I was like, this is not okay. What the hell, what is going on here? Why is this happening to me? And it was like bonk, oh, you don't care about this job, you don't have a passion for it. I was so bad at it. I was suffering so much. And what happened was really cool. Every night after work, I would go and meditate. And one night I'm sitting there and I look up on the wall and I see a sign at the meditation center, Yes to Success seminar in San Francisco. I called into work sick. I totally lied. I know you've never done that, Rick, right? And I drove to this seminar. I sit down in the very front row of the seminar. This woman comes on. She's so on fire. She's just amazing. And the minute she starts talking, I realize this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. But here was the second thing that happened. Then she started talking about a survey that had been given on the 100 most successful people in the United States. And they all these 100 most successful people were living what they considered to be their top 5 passions. And it was right then the birth of the passion test.
I want to cover, because revealed within that story, you've covered 3 pieces I think that are really important that I want to kind of bring out of your story. The first is that at first you were kind of doing what you were excited and passionate about, but at the same time you're also neglecting an important area of life, which was the financial category. And so you overcompensated by taking a job specifically for catering to that area. And of course, now you started to neglect more important areas of your life, right? I mean, you went from one extreme to the other. And then the third thing is you really embraced this passion that you saw in somebody else. That kind of lit the fire for you. And you had to get around that in order to really sense that there was something beyond kind of the humdrum, the bell ringing and everything of your job. And then, of course, now I guess the fourth thing is there's a correlation between some of these super successful people and them being able to tap into their passion.
Yeah, totally a correlation, because what they did was they just kept choosing in favor of the things that had greatest meaning for them. You know, the secret to the passion test, and we call it the secret to living a passionate life, is simply whenever you're faced with a choice or a decision or an opportunity, choose in favor of your passion. If you want to be super unsuccessful, choose in favor of the things that you can't stand. Now, you may make money. You may make money, but when I say successful, I mean that you are aligned, that your heart is singing, and your pocketbook is ringing, right?
Here's the challenge I think many people have, and I want to get your opinion on this, because I've asked all kinds of people that are super successful and people that have chosen to live their passion, but they're struggling financially.
Yeah.
So my first question is, for you, did it click for you immediately when you made the shift to do what you're passionate about, and did you drop everything and start doing it? And then two, do you see that happen for people? I mean, do they just have to be patient and struggle? Because some people I've talked to have said, don't do what I did. Don't drop everything to do what you're passionate about. Find a way to do that in parallel to the financial security, and then eventually transition into it. So,
well, okay, I'm like you.
Give me your thoughts on that.
Okay, I am super intense. I also am very courageous. I have a courageous gene that is huge. And so therefore, Gene. So therefore, yes, I just completely went, this I hate, this I love, I'm out of there. And
did you ring the bell on the way out?
Yeah, it was a great it's a great story that people can read in the Passion Test, and it's hysterical. Actually, they can go to the Passion Test website, and there is a video of me talking about how I went from A to B to where I am right now, which is really cool. But anyway, is that what I recommend for others? Absolutely not. Whenever you're faced with a choice, a decision, or an opportunity, choose in favor of your passions, but that doesn't mean you have to jump off of a mountain. I'm a mountain jumper, Rick. I think you are too, right?
I am. I found a way to integrate some of my past work that I've been doing, like as a business, and I've got a great team to do it. At first I used to think I needed to let it go to do, full potential, but I found a way to kind of help the business. And I even talked to a lady who's a bit of a psychic who said, you need to help this business find its divine purpose. And I realized, wow, everything's kind of tying together, even though it's in a completely different field. But I guess my thought before was I need to jump off the mountain and do what I'm passionate about.
And that was you, though. That was you and that was me. But I don't recommend that to everyone, because everyone is not ready to jump off a mountain. So what we say is, first, number one, get clear on what it is you're passionate about. That's why the Passion Test is so cool. It's the #1 tool. Seriously, the #1 tool. And I'm so proud of that, being used all over the world.
They can find this at thepassiontest.com, right?
Yeah, they can even go up online and they can tap into one of our facilitators. There's an area called support. They can call someone up in their area that'll walk them through it, or they can take the Passion Test online.
And you've got 800 facilitators now around the world, which is just phenomenal.
Yeah, it's really cool. And they can figure out, what their top 5 passions are. And then what we say is, just once you know what you're passionate about, every day take a step. There's a Passion Test formula. It's intention, attention, no tension. Intention. Clarify, what is it that you're passionate about?
Run those by me again, Janet. Intention.
Yeah. Intention, attention. I know I'm scared that I only have 10 minutes, so I'm trying to get in as much.
We'll just keep going. You got intention, attention.
Intention, attention, no tension. That's a Passion Test formula. Intention. Clarify, what is it that you choose to create in your life? Getting clear. When you are clear, what you choose to have show up in your life will, and only to the extent that you're clear. You know who Jack Canfield is? He actually is one of our facilitators of the Passion Test program. And Jack said that after taking the Passion Test, and I feel that this is a huge testimonial because he's so amazingly connected, he's in alignment, and he's a great guy, super successful. He said it changed the way he lived his life. which is, to me, about as good as it gets. So the first step is to get clear on what it is that you choose to create. Intention.
That's the intention. Get super clear on what you're creating, okay? And
use
then
the passion test, right?
Right.
To get that level of clarity that you didn't know before. Okay, the second step is attention. Attention. Okay, Rick, I go into homeless shelters and I give the passion test. I give the passion test to people like Jack Canfield all over the world. What I found is that all of us are powerful. Everybody's powerful. Nobody's more powerful than anybody else. It's just, where are you putting your powerful attention? Are you putting it on your passions? In other words, the things that you choose to create in your life, the things that turn you on, that light your fire, that, you know, that like, yeah. Or are you putting your attention on, you know, like I did yesterday, you know, your Yahoo News, and going, oh my God, the economy. God, there's no, good news and nothing's happening for me.
That is such a great point. What you're saying is that really it doesn't come down to our power. And I love what you're saying here. It's not that any one person has any, potential. It does. I mean, obviously, somebody who doesn't have arms and legs might have a different level of potential than somebody that does. But
no, Rick, sidebar. There are no physical problems. There are only mental ones.
Well, the power of the mind is so great that it can overcome almost any challenge. That's how you have these prosthetic limbs and things that, literally we're becoming, cyborgs in the way that you can literally replace every body part. So really, it's true what you're saying is the mind can overcome even these physical limitations with its power. And that's right. That's the point here, is that the power is really about deciding where you're going to put that power.
That's right. That's it. Yeah, and so, what I found is that, when I've given the passion test to homeless people, and one of the questions I ask them is, how many of you are millionaires? And they all start laughing. And the other question is, how many of you are broke? And they all raise both hands. And I said, yeah, because what you think about comes about. What you think about comes about. And in the second step of the formula, intention, attention, number one, put your powerful attention on your passions. Those are the things that have greatest meaning for you. And then strike like lightning in all directions. Do everything you know. And I say, for those that don't have the courage gene, take baby steps, but do it every day to do the things you have to do in order to be able to live your passionate life full out.
I like what you said. Strike like lightning in all directions, because you don't know what necessarily is going to work, but it's all coming from that passionate core.
Absolutely. I mean, we're not the general manager of the universe, right? So we don't have the all-knowing thing.
We can't use that title. Okay.
No, well, you can't. Anyway.
No. So all right. So you've got intention. You've got this clarity of what you're passionate about, what you want to create, or you have as much clarity as you can to at least start moving forward and putting attention into what that intention really is. Now, what is this no attention business?
Yeah, no, it's not no attention. It's intention, attention, no tension. No tension.
Oh, no tension. Okay, I was like, I was thinking you're saying, no, the subconscious mind is going to take over and you can coast the rest of the way down the hill.
Well, actually, the subconscious mind does take over, and you can coast. The no tension is that you stop stepping on your hose. You stop forcing. Yeah, I mean, how many of us have a passion or something that we love, and then we just choke the life out of it, trying to make it work for God's sakes, right? So the no tension part is surrender. Surrender, to stop, let go. Saying this or something better. Once you know that you've done all you know to do, you gotta finally just say, okay, already.
What does that look like, Janet? What does that look like for you? Because
let me give you what it looks like. Wait, here, I'm going to give you a really cool example, okay?
Yeah, give me an example, because I can tell you, personally, coming from this business and an entrepreneurial background that I have, it's like I know that things don't happen unless you make them happen, and I'm very curious about this surrendering and everything's going to work out approach.
Yeah, I can tell this would be a good, this no tension part is a really important piece for you. Okay, because you're one great guy. So here's a really good example. You know who Marcy Shimoff is? She is a New York Times bestselling author of Happy for No Reason, Love for No Reason, Chicken Soup for the Soul women's series. She sold over 14 million books. So Mars is one of my very best friends. And she was really feeling frustrated. She felt like, God, I know I'm here to do more, but what is it? And she was working really hard, teaching self-esteem seminars many years ago, working with Jack Canfield. And I called her up and said, Mars, man, you're getting burned. Come on, come to this meditation academy with me. And let's just go on 7 days of silence. I do this every year. Let's go 7 days of silence. We're going to go on an electronic fast. We're going to just go into silence. We're going to zip the lip and go inward and give our physiology a great, rest. Mm-hmm. And man, it was like pulling teeth. But finally, Marcy said she knew she needed it, so she came with me. Mm. On the third day, and it was really hard for her. This woman loves to be active and talk. She wants to get something done, and she's great at getting things done. She's incredible.
So this is 7 days of silence, not talking and not actually doing anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, meditation and yoga and a little walk and talk. That's it. Anyway, on the third day, Marcy has this huge aha. And the huge aha was, chicken soup for the women's soul. Now, this is before there was a series. This is when there was only Jack and Mark Victor Hansen, and they had one book out called Chicken Soup. And it's chicken soup for the women's soul. And Marcy said she was absolutely in pain, waiting for the seventh day to be over. When that seventh day was over, I remember being outside because I was outside. Marcy is like the road runner, goes right by me, goes to the phone, calls Jack up and says, Jack, I've got it. And Jack goes, what? And she says, chicken soup for the women's soul. And that, Mr. James Rick, was the beginning of what is now known as the Chicken Soup for the Soul series, which is, over 120. And every time I say the number, it's more. Chicken Soup books in a series written. Marcy sold 14 million books so far.
What I'm hearing you say, Janet, with this no tension stuff, which now, I mean, you've just really clarified it for everybody, I think, in a very, very simple way. It's that unless you create this space, unless you create this space for creation to occur, not only is the idea not going to bubble to the surface because you've got all these murky waters, but you're also probably not going to be able to implement even if you have a really great idea, because you've got so much tension from all these other things you're trying to force to make happen that even if the idea bubbles to the surface, you're not even going to be able to carry it forward because you've got all these other things that you've kind of felt like you need to force and make happen. And so this, I think, really rings true for me, that you've got to create that space and you've got to allow it to kind of flow. I mean, there's no way she could have forced that to happen, I think. That's what I get.
Yeah. Well, no, are you kidding me? Here's the thing. When we're straining, when we're forcing, when we're choking, when we're stepping on our own hose, it looks like this, does it not? I mean, a stressed nervous system is analogous to a rope that's tied up in knots. And that's the same thing we're doing when we're forcing. Quantum physics talks about a vacuum state. What happens when you ease off the mantra? In other words, when you step back, when you relax, you let go, you surrender. Then you create this vacuum state where nature starts to move in. There are innumerable laws of the universe to provide us with the people, the places, the things that we need in order for us to be what we call in the Passion Test book, a passionate magnet.
So we can stop trying to force it.
Forcing doesn't work. Notice any great thing that was ever invented, the stories are phenomenal. I was sitting under a tree and the apple fell on my head.
Tell me this, Janet, because we're coming to the end here. Obviously, it's been far more than 10 minutes.
How many minutes did I get?
It's been more than 20 minutes. I can tell you that right now. And you've been fabulous. Here's the deal. When you're looking at your life, everybody who's watching right now, you said the statistics, 80% of people around the world are doing things they don't enjoy. They're not living their passion. There's obviously only a couple of reasons for it, I think. If you really distill it down, it's that security and fear is motivating them more than the passion is pulling them towards what it is that they need to do, the creation, the purpose, and everything else. So my question for you is this. For the people that are in that situation right now that maybe don't even have the ability to take 7 days off, like they're watching right now and they're going, I don't have 7 days to create a space.
Oh, no, I didn't tell everybody. That's just one example.
That was one example. Okay, yeah. So
take a half an hour off.
So that's the point. Starting from ground zero, the first thing is don't do anything. And the thing is, when we say don't do anything, we also mean don't watch TV, don't play video games. That's doing something. Create a space of absolute not doing, or at the very least of presence. And from that, you're saying that this intention force is going to start to flow and to start to let things show up that you wouldn't have otherwise had unless you create that space of non-doing.
Well, I'm kind of saying that.
Okay.
Now, here's
what
the
are
thing.
You saying? Yeah,
that was an example of Marcy Shimoff going to a meditation academy. What I'm really saying is when you find you've done everything you know to do, and you're doing a project, Rick, right? Then create a state change. Stop and go do something you love. Go do something you enjoy. Or you know, what Marcy enjoyed really was connecting with herself. That's what she needed to do. Okay. Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it can be anything that brings you great joy, but stop doing whatever it is that you're
tightening the hose, like you said, constricting you.
Exactly. Okay. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to send you, and I am going to send you a link so that you can give everyone this book. It's called From Sad to Glad: 7 Steps to Staying Open in the Midst of Change, or 7 Steps to Staying Open in Love and Power. We changed the name, and it's really a cool process that people can do. You know, the only thing that gets in the way of anyone living a passionate life are 3 things: false beliefs, false ideas, false concepts. In other words, who do I think I am to be able to, you know, live my magnificent life? I'm not smart enough, rich enough. You know, I don't know what it takes.
And you know, that's true, Janet. Many people, you know, when we talk about it, even when I talk about full potential, they say not everybody can do that. They have the excuse, the false beliefs, false concepts, like you're talking about. Have you tried? Right. And if you don't believe in it, you won't even try. So you're right.
Well, here, I don't tell people to be positive about it. I tell them to use this wonderful process also that we teach in our certification program. I'm a certified facilitator of the work of Byron Katie, and they can go to www.thework.org to find out about this simple process to undo any limiting beliefs, because a limiting belief is like a brick wall that gets in the way of anyone living a passionate life.
And this is not just a simple concept. A limiting belief is the wall. This is the wall. So it's thework.org, right?
Yeah. I mean, think about it. You know, the people that are famous, they're not necessarily the best at that. There are probably other people all over the world that could do it better. They're the ones who think they can.
They were probably crazy enough to try.
That's right. They didn't have those beliefs that just like stopped them in their tracks. You know,
so we're going to tell folks how to start scooping up some of these freebies. First of all, the Sad to Glad book, if you'd like to get a copy of that, actually you can email Stacy at fullpotential.com. We're going to collect everybody who wants that, and we're going to send it to your folks there, and that will start the process for getting you the free book. Now, also, you're going to want to...
No, wait. Stacy can send it straight out to your people.
Okay. Okay. You're going to give it to us, and we can send it straight to everybody who's watching. So that's very cool. Stacy at fullpotential.com. If you email Stacy, she's going to send it straight to you. And then now, get this. Now, if you're watching this and you're that person out there that is really dying to get into this stuff, we have I'm getting excited here. We got a very special gift. Janet is giving away 1 free ticket to her summit. Now I'm going to have Janet tell you how to do this in a minute. Janet, how does this one person, the first person who reaches out, is going to get access to this free summit? Do they just email Stacy for this as well?
Yeah, whoever does it. And this is called the Passionate Life Summit. It's a live event plus a webcast in San Diego. It's September 23rd to 25th. And we're having an incredible lineup of transformational leaders. Now, let me tell you guys, this is a $297 event that we're giving away to the first person for free. And you're going to love it, because you're going to walk away with every tool you need in order to monetize your passions. How does that sound?
Sounds amazing. And it's right here on the Full Potential Show. The first person to email Stacy at fullpotential.com and request this free summit. It is yours. And for those that don't get in on it, you can go to thepassiontest.com/summit, and it still sounds like a very worthwhile way to spend your time and spend your money to really start harnessing this power, which is really something everybody has access to, and we just need, I guess, the mental instruments, the mental technologies to remove mental blocks, remove limiting beliefs, and start integrating ourselves into this power that we all have. Like you said, we just have to start directing our attention. Any final thoughts, Janet, before we wrap up the show? Something somebody could do maybe right when the show ends to really take it up a notch.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. One of the things that you can do is just get at a table all by yourself and get real quiet and just start making a list with the idea of, when my life is ideal, I am. Just having that thought, when my life is ideal, I am. And allowing yourself to dream as big as you can dream. Because the universe doesn't play tricks. It's not a mistake that you love what you love. And start making a list of all of the things that you're passionate about. Most people, Rick, I want to call you Rick all day.
You
Mr.
can call
James
me Rick.
Rick.
I've heard Rick James. I do interviews and they play Rick James. they tease me all day. It never ends. You can call me whatever you want.
That's okay. I get all kinds of names too. Anyway, so, most people never even stop and take the time to ask themselves. That's the first thing you can do. Just tap in. What is it that you love? Because what you love and God's will, and when I say God, I mean nature, higher power, the universe, the energy that is greater than yourself, whatever name you want to put to it. When you align with that, that's where you're going to be able to have what we call the path of least resistance, the do less, accomplish more path, by choosing in favor of the things that you care most about, your passions.
It is such a key idea, and something you said there is you don't love what you love by mistake. And
That's right.
And what that says to me is that the universe gave you that love. That is your signal that you're on the right track. And,
that's it.
And whatever you're doing that you truly love, you'll find that it's going to be serving in the greatest way, because I think the universe is smart enough to guide us through emotion, through feeling, to do the things that are going to aid the universe in evolving.
That's right. So all of you, if you want to be a twin of Rick, Mr. James Rick, and have that energy flowing in every portal of your body, then go to www.thepassiontest.com. We'll show you how you can become an expert too in living a passionate life.
Janet Attwood, thepassiontest.com. Janet, thank you so much for being on today's Full Potential Show.
Wonderful to be with you.
It's been a blast being with you. Thank you. Yeah. Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, that concludes this week's episode of The Full Potential Show, your #1 non-boring source for personal development. I'm James Rick, and if you want to get more positive programming for your brain absolutely free on a weekly basis, just visit fullpotential.com.
If you like The Full Potential Show, you're going to love the Full Potential Club. What would you like most as a Full Potential Club member? Be 2 to 3 times more productive? Do what you're passionate about? Have more energy? Reduce your work hours? Travel the world? Enjoy an amazing lifestyle on a frugal budget? What if you could do them all? James Rick has been there and done it in ways that few people have. For anyone serious about taking their life or business to the next level, you've got to do more than just watch. You've got to do. Join James Rick and other like-minded people for an incredible $10 a month at fullpotential.com/club. Be educated. Be empowered. Be the best version of you. fullpotential.com/club. Try it free for 30 days.